Hi everyone, it's Alice. Welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because I make new videos every single Friday. Today's video is gonna be just a little bit different, and the reason being is because I am tired of people asking me the same questions, and all of these questions fall into my experience as a Black woman in Korea. So today, that's what we're gonna be talking about. And if anyone asks me another questions about this, I will be like, look at the video, watch the video. If it doesn't answer your question, then like DM, comment, or message me, and I will gladly answer your questions. So I made a whole list of things that just kind of happened. We're gonna start from like not serious at all to like most serious. So the first thing that kind of happened to me, it's not like a Black foreigner, it's just a foreigner thing, is that Koreans will want to practice English with you. This is everyone in every group age, the ajoshis, the ajuma, the like haksengs, your Korean friends, they'll just want to practice English with you because it's natural. You are in Korea, where most people don't really get that like daily exposure to English speakers. So when they see you or when they see a foreigner, I think it's only natural that they want to practice English with you. For me, I didn't care about this because like I kind of knew it would happen at the very least, and also I don't know, like for me, I didn't care about it. It was something that I kind of enjoyed it. They talk English with me, I practice Korean with them. It was a fair exchange, in my opinion, anyways. So the second thing that happened while I was in Korea is just like overall ignorance. Like this one is a little bit more tiring thinking about it now. It's people touching my hair or people looking at me, and I'm not kidding when I say I'm pretty sure this happened quite a lot, but I only saw it once. Is I saw like a man take out his phone, take a picture of me, and I think he thought that he was slick and I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure that man took a picture of me. So that was an experience that I never quite experienced before. But overall ignorance was like asking me questions about like every other Black person, like, oh, are Black people really like this? And I'm like, I don't know if Black people are like that. Like, I'm not the representative for every other Black person. I'm just a person that happens to be Black, but I cannot speak for every other Black person. Oh God. So third thing that happened, third, is the staring. Oh my Lord. Oh my gosh. So much staring. So much of it. And let me tell you how I realized this, or how I came to notice that people were staring at me. So for anyone that really knows me, they know that I don't really pay attention to where I was going, to where I go. I kind of just have like a place in mind, and I just kind of walk there, usually with my music in. So I'm not really paying attention to all my surroundings. Maybe I should. And one day I think I was meeting up with Angelica, or I was going somewhere else. I don't remember exactly what the circumstance was, but I was alone. And I went to take the subway. This was 3 weeks in, or a month in, whatever. No, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, I would say. 2 weeks or 3 weeks in. So this particular day, I look up from my phone. I'm just texting. I go from my like I could feel like people staring at me. And I look up from my phone, and I saw the stares. People like actually staring at me. But obviously, when I looked up, they all looked away, and this happens a lot. Like people will look at you, and you look at them, and they just kind of stare away. Okay, so they're all staring at me. So I texted a friend, and I was like, because I was often with that friend. I used to be with that friend quite a lot. And I was like, hey, do you realize like people stare at me in the bus a lot? And she was like, yeah, did you just notice this? And I was like, yeah, I never realized. And she goes, well, it always kind of happened. I was like, yikes. So from that moment on, whenever I was in the subway or I was in the public or transferring trains, I always realized how much people stared at me. Like, so much staring. So much staring. And it was just, and this kind of brings out to my fourth point. And there is two types of stares that I personally experienced anyways. There is the curiosity stare, and I call this the creepy stare or the rape stare. So the curiosity stare, you can often feel it, is that people look at you because they've never seen anyone like you, or they've seen like rarely any other black person. So they look at you and it's like, oh my gosh, a black person. Oh my gosh, you could tell this kind of stare. And also, I had like a tiny little afro. I still have a tiny little afro. I'm just wearing a hat inside because I want to. It's that simple. So this curiosity stare didn't really bother me. It was just like people like being curious about me being black in Korea. This one didn't bother me at all. It bothered me at first, but then throughout time, I learned to not care for it. But the second type of stare, the creepy / rape stare, this one made me so uncomfortable everywhere that I went. So it would be like when I'm just in a public setting, and like the ajoshis, the middle-aged Korean men, will just look at me, and it kind of goes like this. A little bit like that. So you can kind of see how uncomfortable that might be for anyone, really. And I have so many stories with this one. But thankfully, though, it never escalated to the point of it being that bad. It was just gonna stare at you and it would be extremely uncomfortable. Like they would just look you up and down as if you're like a meat or an animal or something, as if like it was just so uncomfortable. And I'm pretty sure you guys can kind of see why or how that got creepy very, very quickly. So the fifth thing that happened, this will trigger people. Like, you will be triggered by this, because I surely was. So is people gaslighting me. So if you don't know what gaslighting is, this is the definition according to my amazing friend Google. And to give you kind of an example of gaslighting is that, let's say that someone does something bad to you and you try to tell them that this made you feel bad. However, they intentionally make you look smaller to like kind of like reduce your issues to nothing, or like make it seem like you're overreacting. So this happened. I have so many stories about this, like so many, but let me tell you just one, and this will trigger some people. This will trigger you. So we were at a bar, and this is when I was hanging out with like a certain type of crowd. We were at a bar in Hongdae or Sinchon or Hongdae, which is like two very popular like areas for young people to hang out in, like a clubbing district almost. Very lively, very nice, very good. So we were just at a bar somewhere, and we were playing like that little like football game where you turn the thingy, and then the little man kicks the football or the ball, and then it goes into the foosball. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, so we were there, and there was this white man that I used to talk to, and he says the N-word with like, he says the N-word. Yikes. Already yikes, right? And then there was another in front. They were like, we're all playing together, and there was like another brown guy, like an Indian guy, and he said the N-word back to the white guy. So I told them, oh, stop I don't like it. Like, just don't say that word, because like it's like I don't like hearing it. And I kind of explained to them why. And I kid you not, the white man told me, you are just so North American. Yikes, yeah. You are just so North American. Apparently I mean, I am North American, so what? And the white man and the brown guy proceeded to say N-word, 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 N-word with a hard ER. So I can't say the full word because YouTube will probably censor me, but like N-word, 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 N-word. Not to me, but just like saying it like in general. And I was like, what the hell? And the brown guy said, and I kid you not, well, I am black, so I can say it. So that happened. They apologized after, but then like a month later they used it again. So obviously means nothing. And yeah, that's like an example of people like gaslighting me, and they make me feel like as if I was overreacting to racial issues. Which kind of a nice segue into the sixth thing that happened to me as a black woman in Korea is racism from foreigners, from white foreigners specifically. Well, the majority of it was from white foreigners, which I really don't get, because like you're in Asia, bro. How are you gonna travel and still be like racist? Doesn't really make much sense to me. I have so many examples of this. Again, the only black people with a room full of white people. And this white guy, I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he was. I never met him before. But just there talking, and I was like, hey, he was like, hey, my name is and I was like, hi. So Brad was like, hey, my name is Brad, nice to meet you. And I shook his hand, and I said, hey, my name is Alice, nice to meet you too. And he goes, oh, where are you from? And I go to him, and no, he goes to me, like he asked me, where are you from? And I goes, oh, Canada. And he looks me dead in the eyes, I kid you not, while having my hand in his hand, and he goes, Canada? That's impossible. As in, like, there's no black people in Canada. As in, like, because I'm a black person, I should probably be from Africa or something. I stopped, looked at him, and I was like, and I could just feel like, and also everyone just kind of stopped and just looked at me to see how I would react to it. I just left, to be honest. I was like, nah, just kind of left. And that was it. And there's so many other instances like that, a lot more serious instances of racism from foreigners in Korea. But I won't talk about those ones because they are way too traumatizing to still talk about. So that's great. So I recorded everything only to realize that the audio for the last part of the video was not working. Yay! We love technology. Great. Okay, so the last thing that happened is being followed / being harassed, and this was often by ajoshis, like middle-aged Korean men, and this ranged from me being out with my foreigner friends and someone trying to touch me, or being followed, to walking home in the evening and realizing that I was being followed, so I had to call up a friend and be like, hey, someone's following me, just stay on the phone with me. People just like really going out of their way to make me feel uncomfortable, or at least me feeling extremely uncomfortable in certain situations, or like trying to hide like what I was wearing because people wouldn't stop staring, you know, down there. And yeah, so those were the most serious instances. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and like let me know which one of these like moments were kind of like the most surprising to you, or how, yeah, just let me know what was the most surprising thing in this whole video for you. Thank you, and see you next week on Friday at 3 p.m.